The opinions and views expressed in the following program are those of the speakers and the host, and do not necessarily reflect those of Yoakley Scott Corporation and your sports network.
Yeah, I've been closer to Jesus before, so can you help me out? Oh, can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? But can you help me out? Am I on my own? Am I on my own? Or can you help me out? Can you help me out? I've been scared to look in my soul. I've been afraid I would follow the road. Yeah, afraid of the things I've been told.
And hello, everybody. Welcome inside a wonderful Tuesday episode of Running Point on ysnlive.com. As always, we are brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you. We try to do the same here on this show every single day. We certainly thank you for tuning in, and it's going to be a good show. We have not only our recap of last night, we had a couple of really awesome things happen last night, but we also have a live guest. Isabella Bucciarelli from Canfield will be joining us at 1:15. We're also featuring a player profile from Natalie Blasco from Cardinal Mooney. So it's a Cardinal day, right? We have Canfield Cardinals, we have Mooney Cardinals, both on the show today. And we're also going to, if we have time, obviously dive into some tournament talk as well. Continue what we talked about yesterday. Yesterday we went over all the seeds for volleyball. Today we'll dive into some of the brackets towards the end of the show. But first and foremost, let's get in to the recap of last night and pop up the scoreboard, which is always brought to you and presented by Burnett Pool, Spas, and Hot Tubs. Ysn Scoreboard, a great tool for our fans, whether they're at a game, watching a game on YSN. Either way, they don't want to take away from their phone for too long. They can quickly go to ysnlive.com/scores and check out the live scoring scoreboard and see what other teams around the YSN family are doing. It's a great tool. It's always presented by Burnett Pool, Spas, and Hot Tubs. Let's talk about last night. We'll start with those first three rows, and then we'll move on to the far right one like we always do. Edgewood gets a sweep over Pymatuning Valley, 3-0. A big win for the Warriors there. We have Grand Valley getting the win over Chalker, 3-0. Camel Memorial gets the sweep over Badger, 3-0. We have Crestview sweeping Boardman on the road in Boardman. Big win for the Rebels there. Straight set victory. McDonald takes care of Heartland Christian in straight sets. Columbiana drops a set to Struthers, but still wins in 4, 3-1. A good bounce back for the Clippers after falling on Thursday to Wellsville for their first loss of the season. South Range narrowly avoids an Ursuline comeback. They were up 2-0. Ursuline won sets 3 and 4, and then it was a just grind out battle in set 5. But the Raiders come out with it 15-13 in the 5th. And win that match in 5, 3-2, the final score there. Sarah Coons from South Range got her 1,000th career assist as well. So congratulations to her for that. Newton Falls, they beat Wyndham 3-0, the final score there. And Springfield celebrates senior night with a 3-0 win over East Palestine. We go down to girls soccer. Once again, we'll scroll to the right after we get these first three rows done. Girls soccer champion gets the best of Crestview 6-1. They're still undefeated on the season. Springfield beats Garrettsville Garfield 9-0. Lakeview takes care of Bristol 7-0. Hoban, they win over Madison 3-1. Poland beats Struthers 6-0, and they have the NE8 championship locked down. Now the Bulldogs are your official 2023 NE8 champs in girls soccer. Canfield completes their undefeated season with a 16-0-1 record, 7-1 win over Austintown Fitch. Boys soccer, Heartland Christian fell to Bristol 5-0. Jackson Milton and Champion tied with no score. Columbiano all over Matthews 10-1. Crestview got the win on boys soccer side 6-0 over LeBray. Mineral Ridge lost to Newton Falls 6-2. And Warren JFK beat Garrettsville Garfield 6-0. So now we get to that right-hand side. We see from boys soccer, Campbell got the win over Brookfield 4-2. Girls soccer, Niles beats Hubbard 5-1. The final score there. Warren Harding falls to Boardman 4-1. Southern Local in volleyball, they beat Cheney 3-0. Mineral Ridge, this is the game I was at, and it was not what we expected. We thought this was going to be a grind out, 4 or 5 set match. But Mineral Ridge came in on a mission. They were locked in, and they ran away with this one. Check out these set scores. This is number 9 in the power ranking beating number 6. These set scores were 25-12, 25-13, 25-16. Not even close. Mineral Ridge serve was devastating. Lakeview could not get in the system consistently, which means they couldn't set Reagan Price out of the middle. You got to be in system to set the middle. She only had 4 kills. The Rams completely neutralized her. And when you neutralize Reagan Price, you take a lot away from what Lakeview can do. It opens up the outsides when she's going well. And when she's only getting 4 kills, those outsides get a lot of pressure on them. To go along with those 15 team aces, by the way, 15 team aces on Mineral Ridge's side, they also got 17 kills from Ava Hewlett. They had double-digit kills from Faith Schneider as well. Samantha Allett, 33 assists. They were just, from the first point to the last point, they were just a better team last night. It was apparent. And while Lakeview did not by any means play their best volleyball, was not a reflection of how good Lakeview is, Mineral Ridge looked pretty dang good, I must say. Pretty dang good. They win in straight sets, dominating fashion as well. So congratulations to the Rams. This was the regular season finale for both teams. So the Rams are taking a lot of momentum into tournament time. They will play the winner of South Range versus United in a sectional championship. Lakeview gets Pymatuning Valley first, and then the winner of that will play Brookfield. Lowville, they get the win 3-0 over Bloomfield to finalize our scoreboard. Rockets sweep Bloomfield to get the win. And that is your scoreboard, brought to you by Burnett Pools, Spas, and Hot Tubs. Want to get ready for Isabella Bucciarelli, who should be coming on in about 5 minutes. I want to also remind everybody that later on the show, we will be talking volleyball tournament time as well. I'm going to bring up that NEDAB database right now. This is, by the way, the Northeast District database, in my opinion, is a much better place to go if you want information on the districts. Once you get into regionals, you have to go to the OHSAA main site, but the Northeast District is just a lot easier to find where your districts are and who's playing who. So I'm going to switch these share screens real quick. So we're going to pop off the scoreboard. I'm going to reshare screen. And we have to stop the first one, and then we have to share again, and we go to the OHSAA. Let's bring this one up here real quick. As you can see, these are the brackets and where the districts will be. Division 1, we're going to be keeping an eye on the Mentor and Mentor and Hudson brackets right there. Your Fitch, your Boardmans will be in the Mentor bracket. Hoban is in the Hudson bracket. In Division 2, we're going to be keeping an eye on Struthers and Streetsboro and Niles for those two districts. Division 3, you got to travel some. Your brackets for Division 3 are going to be in Medina and Grand Valley. And then in Division 4, you have one at Lisbon and one at Columbiana. Those are the brackets we're going to be keeping our close eye on. I'm going to bring up the Mentor bracket. I don't think we'll have too much time to break it down. Isabella should be here pretty dang soon. But as you can see here in the bracket here, Lakeside is going to play Madison in that first round of the sectionals. You got Chardon and Solon. You got Eastlake North and Mayfield down here. You got Louisville, Greene, Cuyahoga Falls, Riverside. I think I was wrong. I think I misspoke. I think we're going to ditch that bracket. I think the one we want is North. Akron North, maybe. Yep, that's it. Austintown Fitch, the highest seed here with the 3. They await the winner of Brush in Akron North. Then you have Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, who's last year's Division II state champion. They're sitting right there. They await the winner of the Massillon Washington against, that's tiny, Aaron Garfield Community Learning Center. I'm going to just say that's Massillon Washington because Twinsburg is up there in the bottom half of the bracket. Stowe, Monroe Falls, and Cleveland Heights will battle out to play them. And then Boardman sitting there at the bottom with Canton McKinley. This is a bracket where the numbers should play out. I think you'll see Boardman get into the district semifinals. They will most likely play Twinsburg. And then, you should have no problem seeing NDCL win their sectional and hopefully match up with a Fitch team that has a pretty like formidable. I shouldn't say formidable. What's the word I'm looking for? Pretty nice draw with their first round. I mean, they're either going to be 36 or 35. So, I mean, odds are you're going to see the way this works out. A lot of the lower seeds were forced into this bracket. So you should pretty much see the 4 highest seeds get into the district semifinals, I would imagine. And if that works, then you could very well see a Fitch Boardman district championship. Boardman would have to beat Twinsburg, who we've seen on the network once this year. They played Archbishop Hoban on the network, and they obviously against Hoban they lost because Hoban's undefeated. Boardman striding at the right time. They're on before Crestview. Everyone kind of falls to Crestview, but before that Crestview game, Boardman was on a 3-game winning streak. They're 13-7, so Boardman streaking at the right time. We will talk about brackets more a little bit later, but as we said at the top of the show, we have a live guest on, and we're going to bring on Isabella Bucciarelli from Canfield, the senior. Isabella, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. This Canfield team. Wow, I've talked to Coach Nesbitt just last week when you guys were at Fitch, and what you guys have been going through. I want to talk about it first before we dive into your season, your career. But a lot of injuries this year with Fitch, and with Canfield, and you've had to really pick everybody up and keep everybody positive through the injuries. You're back, everyone's back healthy now, it appears, or most everybody. What's that been like for you as a senior leader to really know that this team has been in a tough situation, and Coach Nesbitt has just praised your ability to keep everybody in a positive mindset?
Well, I mean, like you said, we've had a lot of injuries, and as of last Thursday, we have everybody healthy again, which is great. definitely going off into playoffs. It's a great feeling, but I feel like I've just been trying to be really positive with everybody, and I believe all the girls have been really gracious. They've thrusted themselves into different positions, and they're willing to help the team no matter what.
How did you stop yourself from getting overly frustrated and keeping that positive mindset? Because it has to be inside you before you can let other people, share in it. So, it's got to be tough. Your senior year, you expect it to be good, and then a bunch of injuries happen, and obviously the team struggles a little bit with not their starters on the floor. What did you do to keep yourself from getting overly frustrated and making sure you were still being the best leader that you could possibly be?
I mean, I just stay positive with myself. I have a lot of great teammates. They stay positive as well, and I have a big support system. My family, they're great. They're at everything, and everybody, we all just pick each other up, and I think it's pretty easy to just keep going knowing I have a lot of good people behind me. So,
As you said, now you're healthy. Everyone's back.
right.
What's that like to just have the team back to what you imagined it was going to look like when the season started?
It's great knowing that everybody's back and everybody's just ready, full steam ahead, going off into playoffs. We still have another game. We have Boardman, so we're excited for that. But it's a great feeling to have everybody back and healthy.
And that last game against Boardman is your senior night as well. So we'll transition into talking about what you think you're going to be going through and what emotions are going to be going in your head on that senior night when the reality kind of hits that, it's your last home game. It's the last last regular season game. And after that game against Boardman, it's do or die, right? So
Right.
what's that going to be like for you, do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously pressure's on. We're all excited for the game, but I don't really think I'm going to be too upset just knowing that we've given our all and we're all just ready for playoffs. But it's definitely, there's going to be some emotions, but we're excited to get after it tomorrow. So
Through the whole season, how have you handled the emotions that senior year can bring and going through all the last times and the last first home game, last time you play this opponent, all the last that senior year can bring? How have you dealt with all the emotions that come with that?
right. I mean, it's definitely a little upsetting knowing I've had a lot of lasts already, but I'm excited to really start a new chapter with college, and I know that there's still greatness in the future. So I'm really excited, honestly.
When you reflect, right? Senior year is all about reflecting on your career and you reflect on your time at Canfield. What are some of your favorite memories that you've made with this program?
Well, we do a lot of fun things at camp for camp volleyball. We TP the freshmen's houses. That's always fun with all the varsity girls. We have something called Color Wars, and we all wear white, and it's freshman, JV, varsity, and then the coaches are a separate color. And we all just use balloons, and we have so many fun things that we do all together, and I just think it really shows our camaraderie and just brings us all together. It's great.
TP the freshman houses. Those
Yeah.
poor freshmen. Which one was your favorite to TP?
We all well, it's funny. We had forks too. We just go all out. Probably Vivian Byro. She's great. It was really fun, honestly, to do everybody's.
Now, do they see that coming, or is it something that you don't tell the freshmen about, and then it just happens?
No, yeah, it just happens. We keep it pretty hush hush until they. I mean, a couple of we let the parents know.
Let the parents
So we
know.
don't
That's
call
good.
the cops or anything.
You get responsible.
Right?
That's
Yeah,
good. That's good.
we let the parents know, and then we just kind of go full in. We wear all black. It's an event. It's fun.
One of the things that brings that fun, I think, to the team is Coach Nesbitt, who came up last year. One of the comments I heard from Coach Nesbitt last year from all you guys was she's just making volleyball fun again. And
Right.
when you think about what she's brought to the program and kind of a little bit of a looseness, still serious, still want to get your job done, but a little bit more of a loose mindset, what has that done for you personally?
I think that Coach Nesbitt, she really knows how to add the perfect amount of seriousness along with fun. We know it's down to business when it's time to, but I mean, she's really a great coach, and we've learned a lot from her, and she always still wants to be that person that we know we can talk to at any time.
We talked about that positive mindset that you had during the tough times this year with all the injuries. How much did Coach Nesbitt really play into that? Like, how much did her attitude affect what you could do and how much of a leader you could be?
I mean, all of our coaches, they do lead by example. After every game, whether it went our way or it didn't, they're just like, all right, hey guys, next day it's a new day, next game, next practice. So we really do every single practice go into it with a positive mindset. And I think it really helps us.
Let's talk about your volleyball journey as a whole. When did you start in this sport and when did you kind of start to fall in love with it?
I started in 6th grade, and I definitely, right from the bat, I mean, I've always loved volleyball. I used to play soccer actually, but I mean, I had to pick. But it was an easy pick. I love volleyball. Probably my love for it really came about was probably 8th grade, just knowing I'm going into high school. It's a faster level. I was really excited about that.
When it came down to picking soccer, volleyball, you were in that crossroads. What leaned you towards volleyball?
Well, I just think that I started soccer so young, so I felt a little burnt out because I did it all year round. But volleyball, definitely, I loved how fast it was, how you needed everybody on the court. And I've always loved the sport. My mom played it. I've always done it.
You talked about falling in love with it in 8th grade. Let's reflect back to freshman Isabella and how much you've grown since freshman season. What are some of the biggest differences that you see in yourself from being a freshman to where you are now?
I think I've definitely just became more comfortable with myself and my confidence when I'm playing. It's definitely, I have a very competitive attitude, and I think I had that, but I just was kind of nervous to show it. And I just think now I'm definitely, it's also easier to like throw myself in different positions. I'd call myself a utility player. I pretty much play any position that coach wants me to, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I
And
mean you've had to fill a lot of roles this year, not just this year, but last year and the year before as well. What has that been like for you to never be able to really get into a one lock mindset and always have to think about, hey, I could be right side this week, or I could be, an outside this week, or whatever it may be, whatever the coach needs. What's it been like to constantly have to switch mindsets at a moment's notice?
I mean, it's always, I have everybody behind me like, hey, you got that. We believe in you. You're great in any position. So, I mean, with all the support, it really helps. But regarding mindset, I just think no matter what, I always just try to stay as competitive as I can and make any player just feel good about themselves. And whatever I do on the court, I try to make it for the team.
You got to be confident in yourself to be able to play so many positions and always confident that you can go out and do it. When do you think you saw that confidence come into you? Like you said, as a freshman, you were competitive, but you were a little bit nervous. So when do you think you went from that to so confident in yourself that you could play any role that the team needed really on the floor?
Honestly, I'd probably say this year my confidence really came out. Last year, we had a lot of seniors, and I was a junior, obviously, so I still played, but everybody, I kind of stuck to my position. But this year, since I've had to do a couple positions, I feel like that's where I really have gained confidence in myself, and my peers have shown their confidence in me, so it's been great.
If you didn't have it coming into this year, what was it like for you knowing that, oh, geez, now all those seniors are gone? This is my turn to lead. Like now I have to be everything that those seniors were to us last year. Coming into the season, what was that like for you?
I mean, the seniors, they played a really big part last year, but we knew we were going into the season with not even half the numbers that we did last year. So I just knew like I really needed to step up. And the seniors now, Caitlin Batchel, Alexis LaFleur, they're great. They're always positive, and we have a young crew, but we're all positive with each other, and we're all just ready to play for one.
Let's talk about school because you're a student athlete as well. You're going into you're obviously in your senior year. Volleyball is weird because you're going to finish volleyball, but you still have so much more of the school year to go.
Right.
What are some of your favorite subjects that you've been able to take so far as a Canfield Cardinal?
Well, I've always liked English classes. I've liked history classes, but I've done a couple extras. Like I've done wood shop. I've built a desk. We have some pretty fun classes at Canfield, so I get to really express myself. It's fun.
What do you think are some of the hardest either assignments or projects or, you know, reports, whatever it may be, that you've had to complete as a Canfield Cardinal in your high school career?
Probably just like essays, any book reports with research involved, just like adding different sources, stuff like that. Pretty time consuming. I don't really enjoy those that much.
So you're more of a creative writer. Like, give me a prompt.
Right.
Let me creative write. Don't make me all these book reports
Definitely.
and sources. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Yeah.
As a high school student, when you think about your future after Canfield, what are some career paths that you want to pursue and some majors that you think that fit you?
Well, I've been looking at Ohio University. I plan to attend there, and I feel like I'm a people person, and I enjoy talking to people. So I've been thinking about going into human resources management and business. So I'm thinking about that.
What drew you to Ohio U as a Bobcat and in Athens, Ohio? What drew you to that whole scene and that university?
I really like that it's just a very college town. There's not much around it. It's not really in a big city or anything. So I really like that aspect of it. They have a lot of cool activities that I see they put on. And actually, Erin Chaplow, she graduated from Canfield and she goes there now. And I always just thought that it was so cool. And I was close with her. And a couple of my uncle used to go there too. So I have a couple family members that went there and they really loved it.
So I'm sure they're happy that you're continuing the Bucciarelli legacy in
Right.
Ohio University.
Yeah.
Let's talk about role models that you have off the floor. Who are some role models that you have that you go to when you need inspiration or you need to pick me up or you're having a bad day? Who are some people in your life that you can immediately go to?
Definitely my mom. My mom, she's my best friend. She's my rock. She's always the person I go to whenever I need anything. And she's always just there for me. And I'm so appreciative of her that I have her.
I hope you know every time from now on you get into any kind of argument with your mom, she's gonna play that
Right.
that soundbite right
Oh,
there.
yeah. It's like a ringtone.
Mom does a lot for you, obviously. When you go off to college, Athens is a place where you're gonna have to live on your own. What are some
Mhm.
comforts at home that you think you're gonna miss when you're not at home anymore?
I mean, just being able to come home, hug my mom, simple things like that. I'm soaking it up right now as much as I can. It'll hit me no matter what, but I know it will. I'm just trying to enjoy it.
You think you have most of the life skills, down that you need to live on your own?
I hope so. I mean, it's funny because my dad's like, "Oh, like I cook all your stuff," and I'm like, "Well, I know how to.
Just
I'm
lazy.
using you to my advantage now because I don't have to worry about that."
What is one materialistic thing from home that you have to take with you to college, whether it be like, one of those sentimental things, I should say. What's one trinket or sentimental thing that you have to take from home with you to college that you need?
Probably, I have a little stuffed animal dog. Her name's Jada, and it's because I used to have, or my old dog that passed away. Her name was Jada, and it's a brown lab, looks exactly like her, and I've always had that since. So I'll probably be taking her with me.
Jada's got to come with you.
Right, Jada's got to come.
Let's talk about, before we let you go, some of the things that just make you proud that you're going to be representing Canfield for the last couple of times. Hopefully that tournament run goes as long as it can. Yeah, one more home game, you get to put that Canfield jersey on. What makes you so proud to be able to represent that school a couple more times before you hang up the volleyball cleats, or the shoes, I should say?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm really excited to finish up this year. I believe that we have so much talent and it's been a privilege to lead such a talented team. I mean, I'm really excited for the rest of my senior year and the rest of the volleyball season.
All right, Isabella, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the senior year, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you.
Isabella Bucciarelli, the senior from Canfield, joining us live on Running Point. We thank her for her time. We always love when we get live guests on the show, and that was a great interview. We're going to take a break here on Running Point. When we come back, we will feature a player profile interview. We'll stick with that Cardinal theme, and we'll go into Cardinal Mooney and hear from Natalie Blasco, the setter for the Cardinal Mooney Cardinals, after the break on Running Point, brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown.
Quality, customer service, and integrity. Those are the 4 words that have driven our success since 1957 at Joe Dickey Electric.
Joe Dickey Electric is one Mahoning Valley landmark business that stays current with the requirements of our customers. Family owned and managed, we are an electrical contractor and energy solutions provider. Every member of our team adds to his or her skill set through ongoing training. Residential, commercial, industrial, automotive, and more. We keep ahead of the needs of our customers with a fleet of more than 50 vehicles and 24/7 emergency service, so you're never left in the dark.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local, independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
The feeling when my hands are on the piano, it's become comforting. It's somewhere that I can express myself. I go to Youngstown State University and my passion is playing music. YSU is allowing me to take what I love and turn it into a career and do it every single day of my life. I'm Alyssa and I'm YN proud.
My guy keeps it 100% of the time. He wants all 100, won't settle for 99. And it's more than stats because there's people in those numbers. And I was one of the lost sheep. I'm so glad he cares for all 100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
And welcome back to Running Point on ysnlive.com, brought to you as always by our good friends over at Greenwood Chevrolet in Austintown. They go the extra mile for you so you don't have to. If you are in the market for a new or used vehicle, make sure to head on down to Greenwood Chevrolet. They also, along with being the great place to get a new or used vehicle, have a great service department. So if you need new tires or you need an oil change or you need anything serviced by your car, you can check out Greenwood Chevrolet's service department. Call them now and set up an appointment. They'll take care of you there too. They have great people in the service department. They have great people in the sales department. All around, Greenwood Chevrolet, a great place. They will take care of you like nobody else will. And we thank them for taking care of us, right? They take care of Running Point. And they are the presenting sponsor of this show. They have they have been since I started hosting it. And let me tell you, since I started hosting it, there have been a lot of twists and turns to this show, right? A lot of format changes, a lot of figuring things out. It has looked a lot different than it used to. And they have stuck with it. They had plenty of opportunities to just be like, meh, no, I don't want to be a part of this show anymore. But Greenwood, they believe in this show. They believe in YSN, and we thank them for their sponsorship. So head on down to Greenwood and tell them that Anthony sent you from Running Point. We're going to feature a player profile next on Running Point. We have Natalie Blasco, the setter from Cardinal Mooney. Let's hear what she had to say in her player profile. Anthony Hartwig here with our first Cardinal Mooney volleyball player profile of the season, and we're joined by a very special young talent, sophomore Natalie Blasco, joining us. Natalie, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thank you for having me.
Sophomore or not, you are a leader of this team as a setter. You're someone that had to really take the reins of this offense after losing a senior setter last year to graduation. Talk to me about the mental aspect of getting ready for this season in the summer and the preseason workouts and trying to build a relationship with these hitters and try to step up as a leader for this team.
In the beginning, I was very nervous because I was taking on such a huge role. But with the support of my teammates, my coaches, and everyone encouraging me, I stepped into the position and I knew I got it. And I think I've really shown up to my spot and I've done well so far.
So some nerves early. Was there a moment when you kind of figured out like, okay, this is working for me and I'm the best option and I have confidence in myself to go and be a setter and be a leader?
In summer league, I realized wow, I really work well with my hitters, and especially in our Jackson Mountain scrimmages is when I realized this is my spot and I deserve it.
Now, when you talk to, upperclassmen, they talk about being a leader and you talk about, just being a leader on the court. Setters have to be a leader, right? So what's it been like to be a leader to some of these older girls that you look up to so much and taking that role as a sophomore?
It's been fun, and I really think I am a huge part of the team leadership-wise because I am the setter. I'm always being encouraging, and I'm always cheering everybody on. Even if we do something bad, it's okay, and we'll get the next point.
This team has a good mix of some senior leadership, but also some young talent. From your perspective, as one of the younger players on the team, what's it been like to see kind of the gelling of seniors and younger players working together and obviously the senior class being as welcoming as they've been?
They've been very welcoming, and they told me, you're the leader, stick with your position and tell us what to do if you need us to change. So they were very understanding, even though I am younger, that I'm the leader and I will have to tell them to change things or do this instead.
What's it been like for you to see seniors who sometimes seniors get that idea that I'm the senior, so I deserve this. But these seniors at Cardinal Mooney, they are humble enough to say, hey, you're our leader. If you need to put us in a different spot, do it. What's that been like to see seniors be able to do that for you?
It was very supportive, and I am pretty close with all the seniors because of the relationship I have with them, with my sister. And they just really were excited for me and are very understanding that I needed to be here to do my job.
A very awesome segue to our next question. Obviously, your sister, Anjali, is a senior defensive specialist on this team. What's it mean to you to share this season with your sister and to be able to share one last year on the court with her and to be able to try to give her the best senior season she could possibly have?
It's very special to me because she's my sister and I always look up to her, and being together on the court and working together with her passes for me to set is a lot of fun. And when we do something together, if she passes me the ball and then I set it and we get the point, it's a very good feeling that my sister helped me to make that set and get the point.
What's that connection like? What's that bond of sister like when she gets the pass, you get the set? Does it feel any different? Does it feel a little bit better knowing that your sister was the one that put that ball up in the air for you?
Yeah, it feels better because me and my sister are so tight, and when we do something good, we are overexcited for each other, and her giving me the pass that we scored on is just much better, and it's more fun when she does it than anyone else.
You talk about how close you two are. Do you think being on the same team has made you closer, or have you always been sisters that are just close with each other?
We've always been really close with each other as sisters, and being on the same team hasn't really changed that or made it even better. We're very close.
All right, let's talk about some of the things that you like off the volleyball court. When volleyball is too much, or you just need that mental break, you need something to get your mind off the sport. What kind of things do you like to do?
I like to play lacrosse, and so that's another sport I do with my sister. So we'll go outside, we'll pass around the ball, and some days when I just need a break, I'll just take some time off, watch some film on volleyball, and relax.
That's a true definition of an athlete. What do you like to do when you're not playing volleyball? I just like to play another sport in lacrosse. When you talk about lacrosse, that is also coached by Tony Shaheen, who is your volleyball coach. So you get her in the lacrosse season, you get her in the volleyball season, which means you have obviously built a huge trust with her. What's it like to be coached by Coach Shaheen, and what has she meant to you in your athletic journey?
She is the person I look up to for advice, for making me better, and we became really close between these 2 seasons, and she's my number one supporter for making me better.
I mean, we talked about getting your confidence in the summer, earlier in this interview, but what was it like when Coach Shaheen came to you and said, "You're my setter, you're the one I trust in that position"? What did that mean to you?
I was very grateful that she said that to me, and I knew that she trusted me, and I could trust her too with why she thought I was the best. And it just took a lot of trust between both of us, and we knew I could do it.
What is the volleyball skill that you've maybe gotten the most good at throughout your Mooney career that you think you give Coach Shaheen the most credit in making you where you are now?
I think it's my hustle. I try everything not to let the ball drop, and I'm always high on communication because I am the setter. But I think my main reason is because of my hustle.
Right. So when you're diving for a ball, you're going for everything you got. What is it that gives you that fire? Because not everybody can put their body on the line to go get a ball. It's a special thing. An athlete has to have that unbelievable competitiveness and that fire to go and get that ball. What gives it for that to you? What is your fire? What is your kind of, hype up that makes you be able to do that?
Doing it for my team and everybody else on the court. Even if it's not just for me to make me look good because I got the ball, I do it for my team, and so we can achieve and get the next point.
You're just a sophomore, so there's a lot still to be accomplished in your career. What are some goals that you have for yourself, not just for the end of this season, but that you want to see yourself accomplish throughout the rest of your career at Cardinal Mooney?
I would like to see myself reach my 1,000 assists and stick with running a 5-1 for the rest of my time at Mooney.
Let's talk about the senior setter, Addison Stacy, that left obviously last year to also on the lacrosse team. What did being with her your freshman year and seeing how she handled stepping into a setter role herself, because she was the brand new setter for the varsity level last year, what did watching her go through that and taking her notes do for you this year, stepping into the role yourself as a sophomore?
She really showed me that it can be done, stepping into a huge new role. And I always looked up to her every time she was playing on the court, always at practice. I would always watch her and what she would do and talk to her. I would just talk to her and she's like, "Do this, you've got it, you've got it." She would always cheer me on, and it was all the support that she gave me that made me realize I can do it.
There are a lot of great moments in a volleyball match. What's your favorite feeling in a volleyball match? Is it a big dig? Do you like it when you get that perfect set? Maybe when one of your teammates gets a humongous kill, maybe a block? What's your best feeling in volleyball?
My best feeling is when I give my hitters a perfect set and then they kill the ball and always put it down. And it's just the best feeling that wouldn't have happened unless I set the ball perfect to them.
A lot of people think setting is just putting the ball up and letting the hitters go, but every hitter likes to be set in different positions, and you have to kind of know that. What's it been like to learn that as the season goes on and get more and more close to perfection with your hitters?
I've just spent a lot of time working with my hitters, knowing what they like, always knowing where they want the ball, because some of my hitters will want a 1, but then some of them also want a 1, but they want it a little bit off. So it's really just learning your hitters and knowing where they want the ball and giving it to them where they want.
Let's talk about this season as a whole. Obviously, it didn't get off to the best start, but you guys have really bounced back from that. Your 7-win team now. What was it like to go through that adversity and get yourselves off the mat and now see yourself have a little bit more consistency as a team and put together a quality season?
It was a good feeling when we started getting some W's on games, and I think when we would make a mistake, we used to get mad and stay mad. But now we know that we need to just keep encouraging each other, never let the energy down, and just have fun. Having fun is one of our favorite things. And when we have fun, we play our best.
We've talked about some of your role models on the court with, last year's setter Addison Stacy and your sister, obviously. Who are some of your role models off the court? Who are some people that you go to when you need inspiration or you need to pick me up, maybe on your down days?
I always go to my parents, my mom and my dad, and obviously my sister, but she's on the team, and my friends. They're always there for support.
All right, before we let you go, I want to hit you with some rapid fire questions, get to know you a little bit off the court. My first question is, what was your favorite Saturday morning cartoon as a child?
I liked Blue's Clues a lot.
If you could kind of put yourself into any fictional world, whether it be like a cartoon or any kind of fictional world that you could put yourself into, where would you want to go?
Probably like a superhero world.
Okay, that opens up some questions. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? I know that's kind of cheesy and generic, but what would be your superpower?
I would like to be able to become invisible.
Do you have a favorite superhero?
Not really, no.
When you think of things that you movies or books, obviously that's a big debate. Which one do you lean more towards? Are you a good book or a good movie?
I'm a good movie.
Sunrise or sunset? Which one do you like better?
Sunset.
When you think of music, what does your playlist look like? Especially pregame playlist. What's your pregame playlist look like?
It's a lot of pop music and rap before I play a game.
Does your pregame playlist differ from your just every day I want to listen to music playlist, or is it pretty much the same?
It's pretty much the same, but like if I'm not in the game, like sometimes I'll listen to country and stuff, or like even sad music, but never before my game do I listen to country.
What? Never. Not once.
No.
Okay. What's one song, no matter like what your mood is before the game or what you're looking at, it can always just put you in that mental mindset that you have to be at to go play at your best?
All Me.
When you think of things that you probably spend too much money on that you might get in trouble for every now and then, what's that one thing that you spend too much money on?
Probably like Starbucks and different kind of drinks.
What was your last impulse buy? Thing that you saw and you just had to get it. You didn't care what the consequences were.
Like the newest makeup thing from Tarte.
All right, last one before we let you go. Who is the best dancer on Cardinal Moody's volleyball team? Because I know you got a lot of them.
Definitely Amara.
All right, Natalie, I want to give you the chance before this interview is over to thank your support system, the people that are in your corner that have always been there for you. I want to give you as much time as you want to give them a shout out and give them the spotlight they deserve.
I want to thank my mom and my dad who are always there for me whenever I need, especially my coaches who really led me to where I became and where I am today. And then all my friends and all my family who are always so supportive and with me through every step of my journey. And then my teammates who always encouraging me and knowing I can do it and giving me the best advice.
All right, Natalie, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us and talking about your sophomore season and what it's been like to step in as a setter. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck the rest of this year. We can't wait to keep covering you your whole career at Moody and talk to you real soon.
Thank you so much.
And that was Natalie Blasco from Cardinal Moody, their sophomore setter, and it's awesome to see a young talent step up and be the leader that you have to be as a setter. And the last two seasons, they've had new setters, right? Because the senior setter, I'm going to be so upset at myself. I'll get the setter's name from 2 years ago. But then Addison Stacy replaces her last year, but she was a senior too. So all of a sudden, you have a new setter this year. And that's always tough when you're always replacing your setter. But now they have one locked in for 2 more years. So Coach Shaheen is going to be in a good place with Natalie Blasco for 2 more years before she has to say goodbye to her as a senior. Let's pop up the brackets again. We were talking about Division I. This is the Akron North bracket. Austintown Fitch finds themselves in the top half of the bracket. Their biggest seed that they'll have to deal with is the 4 seed Twinsburg. So you have 4 and you have 3, both in this district bracket. But I think honestly the biggest challenge for Fitch is going to be in DCL. I think in DCL is a better team than Twinsburg. Honestly, they have a better schedule put together. They've been tested more. They have a much better setter. Like NDCL setter is one of the best in the region, Northeast Ohio. They have good outsides, not as good as they've had in the past. Obviously, like Juravich just went to Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, and she went on to play in Nebraska. So they don't have that type of hitter anymore, but they still have solid outsides, plenty of height, and the record is so deceiving because they play such a monster schedule. They always have. And I think in DCL, the reigning state champions in Division II, until someone knocks those Lions off, they're always going to be the favorite. So Fitch, even though, yes, they beat NDCL this season in 5 in Austintown, this should be in a neutral site. It would be round 2. And you never know what could happen. That volleyball game could have gone either way, right? It was very tight. So I think that if they get past Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, they will have an easier time with Twinsburg. Not saying Twinsburg's bad or that Fitch can lazily walk through it, but I just think the biggest threat in this bracket, the Austintown Fitch winning a district and going to regionals, is going to be that semifinal matchup, assuming both teams get there, of course, with Notre Dame Cathedral Latin, which there is no way that they should not. Austintown Fitch is going to play at best the 35 seed, and NDCL is going to play at best the 21 seed. So there's really no reason why those two teams shouldn't win and get to the semifinals for a rematch. And remember, though, this is something that will be remembered too. When those two teams played, NDCL was still kind of down in the dumps, right? They had, I think they were 1-6, tough schedule, but they didn't find their groove yet. They didn't get those wins in the belt. They have now. They've gotten plenty of wins since then. So whatever they were looking for back when Austintown Fitch played them in Fitch, they found. So that's just another fact right there that's going to make my point that they're the hardest team in the schedule in this bracket for Fitch to get past even more true. So Fitch going to be trying to make a district championship in Division I, and they will be in the North bracket. Let's go into Hudson, which I believe is the one that we see Archbishop Hoban in. Nope, you know what? I was wrong. This is the one that we see Cheney in. Cheney is the 32 seed. They have to play the 1 seed Massillon Jackson. That'll be a very tough task for the Cowgirls. Jackson would win, and then they would play Harding next. Glen Oak is in this bracket, so is Maple Heights. North Canton Hoover, you see Perry, Massillon Perry in there. Uniontown Lake, Hudson, and then at the bottom it's Willoughby South, Walsh, Jesuit, and Euclid down there in the bottom of the sectional. So I think Hoban is actually in this Maple Heights bracket, and they're in the bottom half of it down here, right? Maybe they're in the bottom of the top, or maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they're not in the. I swear I looked at these yesterday and I saw the Knights in this bracket for Maple Heights. Oh, when at first you don't succeed, just go to the next one, right? So if it's not Maple Heights, Valley Forge, Parma. Let's see if they're in this one. I'm thinking this is it. Parma sounds very familiar. Yep. Hoban right there, the 4 seed. They're going to be in the Parma district. They will play Cleveland Rhodes, the 33 seed, at home on the 18th, and then they will go to Shaker Heights in the sectional final. These are both, 33 and 37 seeds. Hoban should get to the district semifinal with relative ease. If the numbers play out, they would have a matchup with North Royalton. and I think they're better than Brunswick, even though that would be a 10-11. I think North Royalton actually wins that matchup pretty easily. I think they're kind of slightly underseeded. So North Royalton probably gets that district semifinal with Hoban. Look at the top of the bracket, 16 versus 17 in round one. That'll be a good one. Rocky River's a solid volleyball team at the 13th seed. But the biggest team that's going to be the Hoban's test is Avon, the 3 seed in the top of the sectional there. They have a pretty clear path to the sectional final. At best, they're going to play the 18 seed in the sectional final. So they have a pretty clear path to district semis. What I would be kind of concerned about if I was Avon, like Hoban has an easier path to the district semis than the top seed in the bracket does. Hoban got a much more favorable draw. The biggest seed they would play to get into the district championship is 10. Now, the biggest seed that Avon would play, of course, is 13, so that's better for them. But they have higher seeds in their sectional. So I'm not saying that Avon should struggle with either one of those teams, but it is funny that Hoban gets, 33 and then 37 when they win. And, the top seed in the district gets, top seed in the bracket, I should say, and gets Hathaway Brown, who we've seen put up pretty good numbers. Like Hathaway Brown is not a slouch. They're the 18 seed, yes. But as we'll see in later divisions, sometimes seeds can be a little bit out of whack. And Hathaway Brown is a very good volleyball team. I think one of our teams played them to open the season. I think it was Fitch, actually, played Hathaway Brown. And they look like a pretty competent volleyball team. So I would imagine them coming out of that, they would have to go to Avon. But that's just a harder route than Hoban does to the district semis. Now, Hoban would have to contend with North Royalton, probably, in my opinion. You have 11 seed Brunswick to say something about it. But I wouldn't be surprised if this bracket goes Hoban, North Royalton, and then, this sectional, 13, 16, 17. That's probably going to be one of the most interesting sectionals. Definitely the most interesting sectional in the bracket. I don't know much about Strongsville, so I'm going to pick them to win that because I know that Steele is kind of new to being this good. I would still, I'm just going to let the numbers play out. I'll say Rocky River versus Avon in the district semifinals up there. And then if numbers play out, we'll have 3 versus 4 in the district championship on the 26th at 7 in Parma, which is a long way away for us. Not as far for Akron, but still kind of a trek. Kind of a trek for districts. With that being said, we are running out of time, so we'll close out the talk. We finished Division 1, which is a big step. So we had a lot done on the show. We recapped last night's action. We had a live guest with Isabella Bucciarelli. Thank you for her time. We had a feature player profile with Natalie Blasco. Want to thank her for her time as well. And we also got through Division 1. We talked about all the brackets that our YSN teams are in Division 1 tomorrow. Scotty Mitchell will be in. No Brian Tolnar. He has more meetings with Mill Creek Golf Course and Metro Parks. But we will have Scotty, which means we'll be free to talk more about the tournament time. We'll recap tonight's action and a lot more on Running Point tomorrow from 1 to 2. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We hope that you enjoy all the games tonight. Remember, you can find them on ysnlive.com/live. Bunch of action. Let's see. I'll get you a count on games as we narrow down this show. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total games. 4 volleyball, 1 boys soccer on the network tonight. Check them all out at ysnlive.com/live. A big soccer matchup, NEA championship between South Range and Poland. Tune in tomorrow to Running Point. As always, we are brought to you by Greenwood Chevrolet in